Here we are at Marathon. Welcome, folks, today to the Marathon Sports Complex, where we have a Marywood South versus a Marywood North baseball game between the visiting Phillips Loggers and a home team, Marathon Red Raiders. Tonight, for all practical purposes, the actual conference schedule is finished. The Marywood South and the Marywood North, with one exception. Big game tonight in the Marywood South. All depends on the conference championship. It's going to be kind of weird. The Marathon people are voting for Auburndale to win tonight. It got canceled last night. Auburndale at 6-3 plays Edgar at 7-2. If Auburndale wins, we will have Auburndale, Stratford, Marathon, and Edgar all at 7-3, and it'll be a four-way tie for conference. And they don't split it. They don't divide. We got a four-way tie for first place in the conference. And so that's kind of the one big game in the Marywood South that still exists. All the rest of them now either are Marywood North versus South or non-conference schedule coming up for both teams. Tonight's game fits the visiting Phillips Loggers, 0-9 in the Marywood North and 1-12 overall. In the Marywood North, Rib Lake came through with some big wins versus Shawamigan this week, and right now Rib Lake is 9-1, Athens is 7-2, and Shawamigan is 6-4. So Rib Lake has the advantage in the Marywood North. As we said in the Marywood South, still a barn burner. We don't know what's going to happen. Also, seating meetings coming up. The seating meetings coming up May 18th, 21st to decide who goes where, and as far as the Marywood South goes, we got Auburndale going one direction. Marywood, Marathon, and Stratford are in the same sectional. And also, Edgar drops down to Division 4. So we kind of split them up as we get into playoffs. It's kind of different because when you get in basketball, it seems like it's a conference tournament to advance anywhere you need to go. So, last game. Phillips, the Loggers got beat by Abby Colby 10-5. That's their last game. And the last game that Marathon played was a doubleheader here on Tuesday night with the visiting Wausau Newman Cardinals coming in, and it was kind of a whitewash and a short game. Both games were won by Marathon 26-2 and 24-0. So it was not a good night if you were a Wausau Newman fan. And they did not have baseball last year, and this year they came back. Why they didn't play a JV schedule, nobody knows, and we'll see if they have a more competitive team coming up. So, starting lamps for the Phillips Loggers, the visiting Phillips Loggers, is Colton Kleinschmidt, the right fielder, Braden Reback, a first baseman, Lane Abram, the pitcher, Sawyer Kukaba, the catcher, Aiden Tobias, shortstop, Derek Piska is at left field, Ty Henderson, the DH, he's batting for Gage Casey, the second baseman, Nash Abram, the third baseman, and AJ Curler in right field. For the home team, Marathon Red Raiders, Cody Ratke, the lone senior, center field, Blake Underwood, shortstop, 2/3 at second base, Drew Wolfel in left field, Owen Krauser, the catcher, Ian Shuda getting the first start as a pitcher this year on the mound, Grant Salbert DHing for Charlie Ehlert at first base, Evan DeBrew, the third baseman, and Colin Conkle, the right fielder. So there are your starting lineups for tonight's game with the visiting Phillips Loggers stepping in. Very, very young team, and you can see by the record they are struggling record-wise. So, with that in mind, we'll take a little break here while they have finished the announcements and do the national anthem. We'll be back on Zaleski Sports, and we'd like to thank our pregame sponsor, Brickner Motors of Little Chicago. The pregame show is brought to you by Brickner Motors, Brickner Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep. When you need a new vehicle, let their family take care of yours on Little Chicago's north side. Be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
Here at Brickner Motors, in Little Chicago, we will help you order your brand new Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, or Jeep, and get it equipped the way you want it, in the color you've always dreamed of. Whether you choose from our in-stock selection or order factory fresh, quality vehicles at competitive prices are what keep people coming back again and again. Make the drive out to Brickner Motors on Little Chicago's northeast side and let our family take care of your family. You can count on us.
Chuck Wolfel, and back here at Marathon, where the visiting Phillips Loggers are taking on the home team, Marathon Red Raiders, in a Marywood South versus North contest. It's pretty been domination by the Marywood South this year, as they've basically, I'd say at about a 90% clip, have beaten the Marywood North. And tonight, like I said, the big thing tonight that, this is Marathon's getting ready for the seeding meetings. They'd like to get a few victories here. That's the overall record. Marathon right now is 13-5 overall and 7-3 in conference. So any win you get definitely helps come the seeding meeting on the 18th to 21st. But the big game in Ameriwood, as we stated before, is Edgar at 7-2 and Auburndale at 6-3. They got rained out in the deluge of last night, and if Edgar wins, they win the outright conference championship for the first time in many, many years. If Auburndale wins, we will have a lot of teams at 7-3, a first place tie amongst 4 teams. And with that coming up, the players are taking their place along the first and third base line for the national anthem, and we'll be back on Zaleski Sports after these announcements.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
Hey, Chuck Wiffle back here in Marathon, where tonight's Marathon Red Raiders are taking on the visiting Phillips Loggers. What a nice night for a baseball game. It's sunny. The rain is kind of a little late start tonight because we had a little brief mini downpour here about 20-25 minutes ago, and they had to cover the pitcher's mound and cover home plate. But you can see now the field's in great condition. They had it covered. The clouds have kind of moved out of the way. It's supposed to get kind of cool this weekend after a really, really nice week, and kind of unfortunately, a really bad weather night for most of Wisconsin. Several tornadoes were all over Wisconsin. The city of Mainville got hit pretty hard. Unfortunately, no one died. There were some tornadoes nearby. In Rib Falls, by Stratford, they had some tornadoes, or in Clark County. So it's a bad weather night, but right now, the sun's coming out. It is out. Kids are ready, and they're finishing up their final couple weeks of the season, and especially for the seniors. The lowest senior in this year's team is Cody Ratke for Marathon, and they're finishing up. They're getting done with school. The last week or two of classes, they're getting itched to get in the working world, and I'm sure their parents are saying, we can't wait till they get in the real world and out of the house and making some money and stop spending all ours. So Owen Krauser throws it down to second, and like I said, Ian Schuda getting a start on the mound for Marathon Red Raiders. Ian Schuda, a sophomore, a first conference start here. A lot of breaking balls for Ian. Truthers moves over to his spot at second base to kind of cover him in there. And we have Charlie Ehlert at first, and he's being, like we said earlier, DH'd by Grant Solberg. So we're getting ready to go here, and we'd also like to thank Lead Car Toyota of Wausau. Discover unbeatable deals and award-winning service at Lead Car Toyota of Wausau, your full-service destination for everything Toyota, including your state-of-the-art collision center. Find us on North 20th Avenue in Wausau. Lead Car Toyota of Wausau. Getting a few things set here. Throwing around infield, staying loose. And as we said before, it's a really nice night for baseball. The grill's starting up. Got popcorn going. We can always handle the grill, but sometimes when that burnt popcorn smell waffles up here. It's kind of like, don't buy the popcorn. At the controls tonight, we have Dan. He's helping us out on the control. He's the main guy running the show here, so we always like to find Dan's input. When we had an interesting conversation the other day, Dan. We always go, someone's 0 for 4, right? Why don't they say 0 for 4? Because why are you mixing an alphabet with a number, right? Good question. We don't have an answer for that. So the little things you can think of as you're waiting here, and they're warming up. I know if we're waiting for an ump here, kind of looking around, maybe the ump had. Oh, the ump, according to Grant Warren here, the statistician / announcer, the ump forgot his mask. And here he is coming in on the third base line. Yeah, it would not be conducive to call behind home plate without a mask. If he did, the guy's got some guts. There he comes. He's ready. He's got a big smile on his face. Hold the game up. Told you for TR Auto Body in Mosinee offers top quality collision repair. They'll have your vehicle back the way it was quickly and efficiently by offering 24-hour towing and courtesy of loaner vehicles and lifetime warranty on their work. That's TR Auto Body Mosinee, your friendly fender bender mender. And hey, and we're ready to go. First pitch of the game by Ian Schutter versus the visiting Phillips Loggers. He's facing Colton Kleinschmidt, the center field. Drops down a bunt. Krauser pops in front of it. Down to Ehlert, and in the dirt it goes. It's a nice job. Colton drops down a nice bunt in front of the plate. Krauser picks it up. Not the world's best throw down the first base. Charlie couldn't quite handle it. Colton Kleinschmidt with a leadoff single. Here in the first. That brings up Braden Reback, a very common name around the Phillips area. The first baseman. Schutter checks him. Little high. We haven't seen Schutter pitch enough this year to. I know he's doesn't throw a lot of heat, high-speed fastballs. Likes to mix in a breaking ball. Phillips very young. See how he handled it. Little behind is Reback. Evens it up at ones. If you notice the flags on the camera view coming in from the southwest, not very conducive to any home runs tonight. Especially that big flag in center field, that Marathon Cheese. And if you look at right field, right center by the scoreboard, same thing. Outfield playing very shallow. Way behind is Reback. Evens it up at 2. I'm sure if you're the defense for Marathon, you like the fact that Schutter wants to work quick. Keeps you on your toes. And there goes down Reback on a strikeout. First strikeout for the game. And the first out for the game. So Schutter records his first strikeout. And that brings up the pitcher, Lane Abraham. Colton Kleinschmidt led off the first with a bunt. And little uniform duty here. Umpire says you got to get that shirt tucked in. It only tucks in the front. Umpire can't see the back. And here we go. Schutter on the mound. You hear the common refrain at a baseball game, back. Then a few kids who are a little late with back. Again, watch the back foot on the pitcher. The back foot. Ground it down. Shortstop. Underwood with the pick. The throw, the stretch in time to retire Abram. 6-3. But on the throw, Colton Schmidt goes down to second on the fielder's choice. Sawyer Kukaba, the catcher, now at bat. Again, watch the pitcher's back foot. The pitcher, once he's on the rubber, has to step off before he throws. Going down to DeBrew at third. Over to Charlie at first. And there goes the side. 5-3 for the third out. And after a half inning of play, Phillips, nothing. And Marathon coming to back. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
ZaleskiSports.com has leveled up. Go to ZaleskiSports.com and choose your favorite schools for easy navigation. From the homepage, choose your school to see team records, upcoming schedules, and past results. Use the video icon to launch the next broadcast. Use the arrow icon to watch any previous broadcast. See the full weekly schedule too. Level up at ZaleskiSports.com.
Hello, it's Mayor Lois T. Strake asking you to join us for Marshfield's Dairy Fest. Dairy, great time. The fun starts with me on Friday, May 30th at the Mayor's Breakfast, 5:30 to 9:30 a.m. At 5 p.m., head to Columbia Park for family-friendly entertainment and later join free live music at the Wenzel Family Plaza. Saturday, May 31st, the parade starts at 11 o'clock and Wenzel Family Plaza will host fun activities. In the afternoon, the Pie and Ice Cream Social is at the Upham Mansion. And Nuts Deep 2 will be hosting an outdoor beer garden with live music. For more information, go to visitmarshfield.com.
Hey, we're back here in Marathon. Chuck Wolfle back here for Zaleski Sports, and we thank all the sponsors for supporting Zaleski Sports, putting this on the computer so everyone in the contiguous U.S. can watch no matter where you are. Get on your Chromebook, your laptop, wherever, your phone, and watch high school sports at their best. So, on the mound for Phillips, the pitcher, Abram. Behind the plate, Kukaba leading off for Marathon will be the lone senior on this year's team. Cody Ratke, the center fielder. Phillips went down in the first. Kleinschmidt led off with a bunt single. And Shuda on the mound retired the next three with a strikeout and 2 groundouts to retire the Loggers. From Phillips, and down the second goes the throw. Little off kilter. I'm sure if you're Marathon, you're like to check out the catcher's throw and say, well, we can run on this guy. So here comes Cody Ratke. Cody had been started off hot, struggled mid-season, went to a lighter bat. And when he went to the lighter bat, he started getting a few more base hits, and it brought his confidence up. And Cody's been just a stud on the mound. Did a nice job against Auburndale his last outing. Said Auburndale and Edgar squaring up to determine who wins the conference in the South. Ratke out right field. Oh, drifting foul. Hard to see that one. We're looking right in the sun. Abram goes ahead in the count, 0-2. And that shower that came through earlier was kind of chilly. As I was driving down here, it was 74 in one spot down to 61, and now the sun's back out and it's warm. Tried to get him to chase. Cody did not. At third base, the other part of the Abrams, and on the grass, expecting a bunt from Cody. Cody's got the speed to beat out a bunt. Chokes up on the bat. Kind of protects himself on there, a little half swing. And as Coach Warren constantly preaches, battle for the next pitch. Abram likes to work quick. Cody pops it up behind us.
Edgar's up 3-2 in the second.
Edgar, according to Dan, is up 3-2 in the second. Long way to go there. 5 more innings. As a Marathon fan, I still find it hard rooting for either one of them, but you got to go for Auburndale. Outside, there we go. Count goes 2. Edgar probably one of the best all-around hitting teams in the conference from top to bottom. Bounces one to the behind the backstop. Kukaba fires it back. Count goes full. I'm sure if Cody gets on the base, he's got the green light for a steal. Fastest kid on the team. Takes it high, and down to first goes Cody with a walk. First walk of the game given up.
Batting next for Marathon, number 3, Blake Underwood.
Blake Underwood, the shortstop. Blake struggled early in the year and kind of moved down in the order, got his confidence back up, and now he's back up to bat in second. Likes to crowd the plate. If you look at him, he's got his foot right on the inside line. Bouncing it off the ground. Over to second. And he drops it. They had him. The second baseman came in that time. Casey, he kind of bobbled it on the catch, and he turned it through to Tobias covering, and the way he threw it was so hard. He threw it overhand. It was really hard for Tobias to handle it. And Underwood gets on with an error. E4. Radke goes down to second. That brings up True third to second baseman. True from the left side of the plate. Outside. But you put speed on the bases, and that causes a lot of teams trouble. Puts pressure on kids to think fast, and a lot of them struggle. You know, Thurs would like a couple RBIs here. They're not really holding Cody on much. You look at the second baseman and the shortstop. They're not moving behind much to hold him on. Thurs takes one to the opposite field. To the left fielder. Can't chase it down. Piska can't get to it, and here comes Radke in. Here comes Underwood coming around, and they're not going to get him. He's in there safe, and Thurs goes down. He's coming back in, and here comes the throw. Here's the catch, and he's safe. Wow. Thurs, we got to give him a double on that one. Went to second on the Grant. Would you give him a double or a triple?
I give him the triple.
Grant gives him a triple. We'll give him the triple on that one. 3-bagger. Underwood comes in to score. Radke comes in to score. Thurs comes all around to score on the throwing error. And before you know it, that was what they call a Little League home run, where they start throwing the ball around and you don't know where it's going. And Thurs with really aggressive base running. He went to third on the throw in, and they bobbled it. That's kind of fundamental baseball. The pitcher did not do a good job of backing up the catcher on that one. And it got through, and it's 3-0 with no outs, and that brings up Drew Wolfle, the left fielder. Thurs went opposite field that time. Nice piece of hitting. Wolfle takes a strike. When Thurs starts using the opposite field, you can tell he's pretty dialed in on his at-bats. Inside. Wolfle grounds it foul down to third base. Falls behind in the count, 1-2. Inside low, he ends it up at 2s. Brewers got a big game tonight with the interstate the rival, the Twinkies, on 11-game win streak. Let's hope they can break that. Oh, I got a Twins fan sitting next to me. Jeepers. And that's, as Zucker would say, just a bit high and inside. Count goes full to Wolfle. Wolfle rips it down the third base line with a base hit. Wolfle with the second hit of the night with a single. The number 5 hitter, Owen Krauser, the sophomore catcher. Wolfle at first. Still no outs in the bottom of the first. Marathon 3-zip. Pop up high. Krauser to the catcher going back. Catcher and Abram comes out of nowhere to record the out. Krauser flies out to the pitcher for the first out. Wolfle holds at first. Even though Dan's a kind of a Twinkie fan, well, we'll forgive you. That brings up Shuda. Shuda struggled early in the season. He really did struggle. Just couldn't quite find it. Then about halfway through against Assumption, he had 2 hits down at Assumption. And everything then, his confidence has been sky high. And he's getting some base hit. And there he goes. Takes one to right center. And that's going to drop in there for a single. Wolfel goes down to second. And again, just putting the bat on the ball, hitting him where they ain't. And the second hit. Wolfel down to second. Shuda at first. I will have to admit, Dan, the only time I did like the Twins is when they had the good years of Herbeck and Puckett and Jack Morris. Didn't he pitch like a 14-inning game? Shutout in the World Series. 1-0. Yeah, that's about the only time I liked the Twins because they were all homegrown way back then, weren't they? They didn't pick up any trades. And Herbeck 6'4", 320 at first. Eames Acona 1. Sauber DHing for Charlie Ehlert. Grant Sauber, his confidence is sky high too. He's got some big hits down the stretch here for Marathon. Little behind on that one. Kind of surprising as you watch Phillips middle infield. They're not really holding Wolfel on at second. No one tries to sneak in behind him. So as Grant drills one down, first base, foul. As a runner, you can get a huge lead. If they're not holding you on, you can go as far as the shortstop because the second baseman isn't sneaking behind you. Sauber behind in the count. 1-2. Evens it up at 2. Cone goes full. Abrams struggling a little bit. Can't seem to find the strike zone. And there goes the second walk. Given up to Sauber. Goes down to first on a base on a walk. Wolfel goes down to third. Shuda to second. Bases loaded for Evan DeBrew. Evan, take one for the team. DeBrew. And almost another one. Reason we call it Evan, take one for the team, or wear it. 19 hit by batsmen last year. I think this year he's up to 12. 10 or 11 or 12. I know he got hit a couple times last game. Well, you think 19, that's over 30 at-bats he's gotten on. Taking one for the team. A little high. So Evan Wear-it DeBrew is now up. Your teammates always want you to wear it, but it hurts. That doesn't hurt Evan, though. Almost again. We had to get on, Evan. You got to take that one. 3-0. Evan doesn't crown to plate like Underwood. And there's a walk, a base on ball. And he does get an RBI on that one. Wolfel comes in to score for the fourth run. Shooter go down to third. Sauber. Third walk in the game. Given up by Abram. Coach walks out there and says, hey, we got to figure something out. Well, since they're figuring it out, hey, let's look at Peterson Kramer Funeral Home. Peterson Kramer Funeral Home is committed to providing personal and compassionate care for each customer. Let Peterson Kramer Funeral Home step up for you in your time of need. Phillips coach tries to refocus Abram on the mound. Giving up 3 walks and 3 hits. Only 1 out. Right now it's 4-0 good guys. Quillen Kunkel, the right fielder. Batting from the left side. Pops it up. Infield fly. Batter's out. And there's a second out. Of the inning, and that brings up Cody Radke again, the leadoff hitter. Cody walked and scored in the first. 10th guy to bat this inning. Inside. I would imagine as a defense, it's hard. I mean, you don't want to blame it on the pitcher, but it's hard to stay focused when the pitcher tends to be a little wild. There's a strike. Cone evens at ones. Balled off. 1-2. You can kind of see the Marathon always has what we call the bleacher creatures out there in left center. They back their pickup trucks up to the fence, and they watch the game from out there. And they're always very polite. They let you know if you hit the wall after you've hit the wall. Cody Radke bounces one down to second. Oh, and hits the runner. That hit the runner. The runner's out. Unfortunately, that's the third out. So fielder's choice into Cody. DeBrew gets hit for the third out. And that ends the first. And after one full inning of play here in Marathon, it's Marathon Red Raiders 4 and the visiting Phillips Loggers nothing. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
Hi, I'm Josh Barks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
Axis Insurance is your complete independent insurance agency for auto, home, business, and life insurance serving Wisconsin and Minnesota. Insurance can often be confusing and frustrating, but with Axis Insurance you get experienced advisors that pair you with exactly the coverage you need at the most competitive prices for every stage of life. Located in Weston and a proud supporter of area high school athletics, their business truly does revolve around you. Learn more at AxisInsurance.net or by calling 715-355-8400.
Hey, we're back here in Marathon after one inning of play. Marathon 4, and visiting Loggers nothing. Marathon puts across 4 runs that inning. And 3 base hits and 3 walks. So they had a lot of people, a lot of traffic on a base pass, as they would say. Now it brings up the second inning. Shuda facing Aiden Tobias, the shortstop. Here in the top of the second. Shuda working quick. Tobias from the left side. Down to DeBrew. Bobbles it, picks, still throws, in time to Elert at first. 6-3 for the first inning. And we talked about how Evan DeBrew always gets hit. Somehow Evan DeBrew's got to realize when he's on the base path, he does not want to get hit by the ball because that's an out. So we have to talk to Evan about that. At the plate's fine, but not on the base path. So Evan, take one for the team. DeBrew. The pitch. Handcuffs him. Now batting, Derek Piska, the left fielder. Here's the thing with the Bruin Twins, they have a giveaway this weekend, a cribbage board. It's a sellout too. Everyone wants a cribbage board. A little high, and the cribbage board's got all the sausages on it. So it'd be kind of neat, but I guess that thing sold out right away. You know how to play cribbage, Dan?
I do. I play a lot.
There's a strike. I read something this morning where that even the experts say that cribbage is 80% luck and 20% skill.
Once you know how to play, everyone's fairly matched. Just comes down to the luck after that.
Yep. Yeah, you never know what the next card is. It's kind of like blackjack. You never know what the next card is. So Shuda, 2-2 to Piska, the left fielder. Fouls it out. Fouls it back.
Edgar's up 6-2.
Edgar's now up 6-2. Looks like Edgar could win their first conference championship, I think, in some 20-some years. They go down to D4, where Marathon is D3. And he chases a low one. Piska goes down on strikeouts for the second out. Second strikeout for Shuda on the mound. That brings up Ty Anderson, the DH. He's the DH. He's batting for Casey, the second baseman. I like when the umpire kind of lets you know, is that outside, waves his hand to the outside, waves it high. Helps everyone understand where it was. Way behind, chases a high fastball, evens the count. Still a little breezy. That wind. You see people in the way behind again. Shooter out in front of him. Even though the sun's out looking in the stands, a lot of people still have the blanket around them, the winter coat around them, because that wind is pretty nasty. Here's the pitch. Didn't chase. Two and two on the board. Didn't get him to chase. Count goes full. Grounder. Underwood charges, throws. Elert catches for the third out. 6-3 goes the call. And after the third out here on Zaleski Sports, Phillips is behind. 4-0 here in the top after the top of the second. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Looking for a new or different career path right here in Marathon? Look no further than AH Machine on Maratech Avenue in the Marathon Business District. Hiring for fabrication and more, this local company offers competitive pay and plenty of flexibility. AH Machine is locally owned and operated and is a proud supporter of the city of Marathon. Good luck to the Marathon High School athletes this season from AH Machine on Maratech Avenue in Marathon.
Back in Marathon, where Marathon Red Raiders are taking on the visiting Phillips Loggers. Marathon had scored 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning to jump all over Abram, the pitcher. Abram struggling with command, giving him 3 walks, 3 base hits by Marathon. Ian Shuda on the mound cruising. A 1-2-3 second inning. Now batting for Marathon in the top of the second. Leading off, Blake Underwood. Reached base with an error on the second baseman in the first. Came around and scored. Blake is responsible for 3 putouts so far, defensively. Blake, a state champion wrestler. If you look, Blake really crowds the plate. He's got that inside foot. You probably can't tell by the camera angle, but he's got that inside foot, or should I say the foot closest to the pitcher, actually out of the batter's box. He's stepping over the line. Have to ask the rules interpretation here. Grant Warren. Grant, is that legal? To put you perfect legal, huh? So why do they have the box then? I remember watching the Brewers when they had Paul Molitor. Paul Molitor would go up there. Then he went to the enemy, the Twins, unfortunately. And he walks them. So, 4th walk given up. Underwood down to second on a walk. When Paul Molitor would get up there, he felt his job was to get up there and he would take his foot and get rid of the back line on the batter's box. And pretty soon, there's no back line. And as the game goes on, you're really kind of going by judgment of where it really is. Truthers with a triple. Underwood back on the throw. Thurs with a triple and scored on a throwing error for an inside the Parker Little League home run. Checks the runner. Underwood, you know he wants to steal. Whether he's given permission by Coach Warren. the catcher's expecting a steal. As he catches the ball, he's already standing up, ready to throw. Thurs rips one down between first and second to the outfield. Thurs with his second hit of the game, a single. And Underwood goes down to second. That brings up Wolfel, the left fielder. Singled in the first inning and scored. Fourth hit of the game for the Red Raiders. Inside. First baseman playing up on the grass, expecting a bunt. A little high and outside, but nonetheless, when you're the umpire, it turns into a dictatorship. You're right. 1-1. Down low, making them work. Thrown a lot of pitches so far. Remember in high school, is there a 100 pitch limit in high school? So it goes 3-1. That determines when you can pitch the next. 76 to 100, you need to take 3 days off. 50 to 75, you got to take 2 days off. 31 to 49, 1 day. Anything less than 30, you can pitch again. Inside, and Wolfel walks. Everyone moves over. Underwood to third. Third to second. Wolfel to first. A walk. Fifth walk given up by Abram. That brings up Krauser, the catcher. Popped up to the pitcher. Foul in the first. Backs him off. And as a hitter, I would imagine that you don't like pitchers that are wild because you want to get up there and you want to swing. When a pitcher's wild, you don't know where the pitch is going, and probably he doesn't either, and it's hard to get focused. Count goes 1-1. Gets past him, but no one's coming. Doesn't get far back, and these diamonds with not much of a backstop. You got to hope the ball bounces off the side. There's something feels like down in Assumption over at Athens when there's like an acre behind the home plate. Ball gets behind there, and you're coming in. 3-1. I'm sure Krauser has the red light. Don't swing. And he didn't. Taking a chance. So count goes full. Krauser grounds one to short. Gobbles it up over to second for the first one. And there's an out. So Krauser goes down the first on the fielder's choice. Wolfel is forced out at second.
Courtesy running at first base, number 22, Sam.
And Underwood comes in to score in the meantime. Thurs moves over to third. Thurs to third. Krauser at first. One out. Here in the bottom of two. Shuda now batting. Shuda singled in the first. Shuda getting a start on the mound tonight. Just a bit outside. One and 0 at the pitch, outside. Tuno. Shuda look for something. Right back up the middle it goes. Nice job by Shuda. Nice hitting. Thurs comes in to score. Shuda is now 2 for 2. And Thurs comes in to score for the 6th run.
Next for Marathon, number 15, Grant Salver.
Pinch runner Lepek for Krauser, the catcher. They do that so The catcher can get ready. Leap back at second. Shoot it down to first. 1 out. 6-0. Now at bat, Salber. Salber walked in the first. No official at bat. Walks do not count an official at bat. Backs him off. Girls softball also playing behind the school over by the softball complex. High and outside, and down go the runners. Lepek to third. Shooter down to second. 3-0 the count. Salber with the red light. Probably a good chance he's going to throw another ball here. 5 walks already by Abraham. And there's number 6. Salber down the first. Salber now his second walk of the game. Bases are loaded for Evan Where DeBrew. Coach walking out there for the Loggers. Says, hey, you're struggling. Takes the ball from him. Says, well, we got to find a new one. Anyway, we're doing it. Hey, let's thank the Copper Mug for their sponsorship. Marathon's favorite place for holiday, festive, and local home decor is the Copper Mug. This local gym is filled with excellent gifts for friends and family and a great selection of woodwork, handmade items, and much more. Find them on Facebook or stop by the Copper Mug in Marathon. So let's see who they switch around here. Coming in the pitch is number 1, Rebeck. The left-hander comes in. Trying to get a selection here, who goes where and moves around. Hey, with Wisconsin being the dairy state, visit Marshfield. Marshfield Dairy Fest is May 30th and 31st. Visit marshfield.com for all details. See you in Marshfield for a fun-filled weekend at Dairy Fest. Abraham really struggled with control that the first 2 innings. 6 walks and 5 base hits giving up by Abraham. Bases are still loaded for Rebeck on the mound. Rebeck was first baseman. He moves to the pitcher. And let's see here. It looks like Abraham moved to short. Him. Tobias now moves to second. And in place. Oh, Tobias moves to first, I'm sorry. And Casey still stays at second. DeBrew takes a strike. DeBrew walked in the first, was hit on a batted ball, which is an automatic out as he went from first to second. So once again, DeBrew getting hit by a ball. 1-1, 1 out. Going high. Rebeck on the mound. Count goes 3-1 to DeBrew. Likes to crowd the plate. There's the pitch. Takes one down low, and DeBrew, another walk, and he goes to first. Krauser comes in to score. Shooter moves to third, and Salber down to second. 7th walk, given up by Logger pitchers. Now Kunkel comes in. Kunkel popped one out to the shortstop in the first on an infield fly rule, or it's an automatic out. From the left side, lefty versus lefty. Rivek finds a strike. Kunkel, a sophomore, done a nice job in right field. Right back up the middle, that one goes from Kunkel. In comes Shuda. And here comes Sauber right behind him. So Sauber scores. Shuda scores. The Brew stops at second. Kunkel goes down the first with a single. And coming to bat now is Cody Ratke, the leadoff. Ratke with a walk and hit into a fielder's choice in the first. Marathon now up 9-0. Popped one up. Out of play behind us. Count goes 2-1. Ratke, we said, the lone senior on Marathon. We got a twilight doubleheader. Remember in the good old days when major leagues had a twilight doubleheader, you'd pay for the first game and you got the second game free. Right back up the middle, right center goes Ratke. Ball gets down. DeBrew turns, holds at third. Ratke with a single. Ratke goes down to first. A single. DeBrew moves to third. Kunkel moves to second. We got bases loaded. Blake Underwood comes around again. Walked and scored. 10th man the bat this inning. And we're only in the second. 9-0. Rivek on the mound now for Abraham. You know Underwood wants to swing. He said, just give me something close. Big leadoff by Kunkel at second. No, it pops it up. That's going to drop. That's going to drop. No, the center fielder comes over and makes the play. DeBrew comes in to score. Kleinschmidt with the catch. But he gets an RBI on that one. 7 for the second out. Covered a lot of ground on that one. Truthers. A triple and a single. Two down. Thurs 2 for 2. Behind us. As I was saying, they got a twilight doubleheader tonight. We got Spencer coming in for the second game. Earlier in the week, it was a rainout, or earlier this season, it was a rainout with Spencer, so they rescheduled it for tonight. Spencer 8-7 on the year in the Clover Belt Conference. Both Phillips and Marathon are D3. The pitch. Fouled back. In the Marywood, Assumption would be D4. Newman would be D4. And everyone, Edgar D4, Stratford, Auburndale, and Marathon are D3. Only 3 divisions in boys baseball. Girls softball, there's 5. Thurs pops one up. Abraham going back from a shortstop position, runs into the outfield, left fielder, but makes the grab. So Thurs flies out for the third out. F6 for the third out. So now we go to the third inning. And after 2 complete, it's Marathon Red Raiders 10 and the visiting Phillips Loggers nothing. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
Marathon's favorite bowling alley and family fun center is Marathon Sports Center on Highway 107 in Marathon. Birthday parties, nights out with the family, night leagues, dinner with the family, and so much more is all under one roof at Marathon Sports Center. Open for lunch and dinner on Wednesday through Sunday with a menu that includes burgers, pizza, nachos, Friday fish fry, and so much more. You'll love the fun, energetic atmosphere with plenty of TVs to watch the big game and plenty of space for your next celebration or event at Marathon Sports Center on Highway 107 in Marathon.
If you're looking for a local builder you can trust for your next home project, you found them in Underwood Construction. With decades of experience in building homes, replacing siding, decks, garages, and roofs, there is no home project they can't help with. Underwood Construction is a fully insured builder covering all of central Wisconsin. No matter your next project, if you need someone you can trust to do it right at a great price, call Underwood Construction at 715-573-5754.
Hey, we're back here in sunny, windy, and cool Marathon, where Marathon is kind of extending their lead 10-0 entering the third inning. Shooter on the mound, doing a nice job on the mound, facing the third baseman, Nash Abraham. Nash's first at bat. Little low. Shooter doing a nice job on the mound. Pops it up. Second baseman Thurs coming over. Ehlert coming over. Thurs calls him off. And Thurs makes the catch. Pops up to the second baseman for the first out. Hey, we'd like to thank Ridgetop Exteriors. Just like these players bringing their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. From roofing projects to siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has a winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com and score big with a trusted local affordable service. And with a service supplied by Shuna, he blows one right by Curler, the right fielder. Heading the count 0-1. Calls that inside one a strike. Shooter would take that any day. 0-2. Shooter with 2 strikeouts, no walks. Blows it right by him for a strikeout. Second out. Shooter's third strikeout of the game. That brings up the center fielder, Kleinschmidt. Now brings up Kleinschmidt had the lone hit. Squares the bunt. Let's see, did he offer or not? No, he did not. Kleinschmidt singled to start off the game with a bunt single. And went down to second, and that's where he was stranded. 2 outs here in the third. Here comes Shuda. Ripped over the head of Underwood. Wolfel comes and picks it up. And Kleinschmidt with the second hit. He's 2 for 2 on the game. No doubt about that one. Now Braden Reback. Now batting. Reback, a strikeout victim in the first. Shooter throws a curve. Kind of weird. Left-handed pitcher, and he bats from the right side. 0-1. Ehlert holding him on at first. Shooter checks. Evens up at 1, 2 down here. Marathon has sent 10 people to at bat the last 2 innings each. There goes the run. The throw, not in time. He had that one stolen right off the bat. Krauser didn't have a chance. Kleinschmidt now moves down to second. Count goes 2-1. Hit a good jump on that one. Shooter checks him. There's a strike. Shooter's got that low pitch working really well. He's right at the knees. Good command today from Shuda. Falls it back. Reback a strikeout victim in the first. Marathon not too worried about the runner at second. Goes full. Krauser always checks over to Coach Schilling to see what pitch he wants. Then relays the pitch to Shuda. And Moser by him for a strikeout. So Reback goes down on strikeout for the third out of the top of the third. And after 2.5 innings, it's Marathon Red Raiders 10 and the Phillips Loggers nothing. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
You should apply for an open opportunity at Marathon Cheese.
It's where you want to start your career. We have a lot of long-term commitment employees. They work with you and it's great pay, great benefits.
I choose to stay at Marathon Cheese because there's always an opportunity.
Marathon Cheese has worked really great for me and my family.
They donate money to different charities and different things that bring the community up.
There's an opportunity to grow in this company.
Working here at Marathon Cheese has given me a great work-life balance.
I wouldn't work anywhere else. I love working at Marathon Cheese.
Too many people struggle with pain and injuries. At Mark's Chiropractic of Marathon, our goal is to get you back to doing the things you love. Whether you're looking for an adjustment, muscle work, laser therapy, or dry needling, we have you covered. Learn more by reaching out to Mark's Chiropractic on Main Street in Marathon or check out our website at marathonchiropractor.com.
Hey, we're back here in Marathon, where Marathon is jumping all over the Loggers, cutting them down to size tonight. 10-0 after 2.5 innings. And pretty much whatever Marathon wants to do tonight, they've been doing to the Loggers. Right now, only 2 hits for the Loggers. 7 hits for Marathon, throwing those 7 walks. And you can see there's been guys on the base paths all afternoon. That brings up Drew Wolfel. 1 for 1, a single in the first, walked what was thrown out at the second on a fielder's choice in the second. So bottom of 3, Drew Wolfel gets a single from Coach Warren. Reback moved over to relieve Abraham. Outside. Hey, Sure Construction, with an office right here in Wausau. Sure Construction offers commercial and construction, home construction experience throughout Wisconsin. For your next construction projects, Wolfel pops it up out of play. For your next construction project, look no further than Sure Construction. Check out their beautiful work at sureconstruction.com. Again, always thank the sponsors for making this possible here on Zaleski Sports. Count goes 1-1 on Wolfel. Both Logger pitchers tonight having trouble with their command, having trouble finding the strike zone. Wolfel pops it up behind us again. Out goes 2-2. Well, it looks like there's not going to be a 4-way tie. Maybe I can jinx them. There's not going to be a 4-way tie for conference because Edgar's up 10-2 in the 4th. So it looks like Edgar may win the Marywood Conference South outright. Count goes full to Wolfel. Rebeck on the mound, struggling, watching his. And Wolfel draws the second walk of the night for him. 8th walk given up by. Watch the body language of Rebeck on those. When he's struggling, you can just see his body language. He's not real positive. His shoulders droop. Bad for him. Good for the Red Raiders. Krauser now up. Krauser popped up to the pitcher and a fielder's choice in the second, but came around to score. Rivik not on the mound yet. There he goes. Wolf will lead off at first. Not a big lead. Krauser, the sophomore catcher. Krauser really had to step to the plate being a catcher this year. They lost Cale Quaintance, an all-conference performer. Cale injured himself in a wrestling tournament. Had some surgery on his lower leg. And Krauser snapped out on the first. Will fall back in time. So with Quaintance out, as basically they're catching a majority of the games, they had to find a full-time catcher, and Krauser stepped to the plate and had done a really good job as a catcher this year for a sophomore. Not the strongest arm. And another walk given up by Phillips. Wolfel now at second. Krauser to first. Ninth walk. And courtesy runner Lee Peck. Courtesy runs for the catcher Krauser. Shuda with a hot bat. 2 for 2. 2 singles. Cameron scored in the second. We're still only in the third. And both runners advance on a wild pitch. Wolfel goes down to third. Krauser to second. Shooter down to second. No one's covering first. And he easily beats that one. That was a bad decision by the first baseman, Tobias. The second baseman that time, Casey had it all the way. Tobias took a couple seconds in the wrong direction. And also the pitcher should have been covering. So fundamental errors by Phillips, but Shuda beats it out. He gets a single on that one. He's 3 for 3 on that play. Wolfel comes in to score. Lepek running for Krauser goes down to third. And ripped back up the middle goes Salber. Salber with a base hit. And in comes Lepek running for Krauser. And Salber with a base hit. First hit of the game. Running for Shuda. Heather Underwood, a freshman on second. Here's the pitch to DeBrew. Salber was 1 for 1. 2 walks, and now his single. Evan DeBrew, 2 straight walks. Marathon has stretched the lead to 12-0. DeBrew hits one to third. Touches, force out at third, and safe at first. So DeBrew hits into a fielder's choice. Goes to first. Salber down to second. And Underwood running for Shuda. The force out at third for the first out. Quillen Kunkel. 1 for 2. Popped up. Kunkel popped one out to the shortstop. Singled in the second. 12-0 here in the third. Waiting for a baseball to get back in play. Don't have any little kids chasing a baseball down for a free freeze pop. Salber takes the lead at second. DeBrew at first. Kunkel pops one up again, out of play. Behind the third base dugout. And almost hits 2 people walking. You ever notice, Dan, they always say heads up when it falls hit, so that way you can see the ball hitting you, right? Or should they say heads down? They say heads up and everyone puts their head down. So which one is it? 0-2 to Kunkel. 1 out. Wind's kind of switched a little bit, coming more out of the north. Kunkel grounds it down to first. First baseman Tobias picks it up. And Kunkel goes down 3 unassisted for the second out. And here comes Mr. Cody Ratke. Ratke 1 for 2, a walk, a fielder's choice, and a single. DeBru's on second. Salber on third. Two outs. Oh, got out of the way on that one. Those quick feet. Teammates yelling, wear it, come on. Cody with a smile on his face. No way, that hurt. Of course, as thin as Cody is, that ball could have knocked him over. 2-0. Cody hits one on the ground to the short. He gloves, he picks, and they ain't going to get him. So Ratke is on with a single. Beat out an infield hit on that one. Coming around to score is DeBru. I'm sorry. Sauber comes around to score. DeBru is at third. Blake Underwood now batting. Pops one foul. First base side. Underwood on with an error, a walk, and a pop out. 0 for 2 officially, but 2 runs scored. Evens up at ones, still only 2 out. I think by now the umpire strike zone has gotten a little bit bigger than when it started out. I can't imagine what the strike zone was the other night when Marathon beat Newman 26-2 and 24-0. He must have had a strike zone as big as the field. Underwood pops it up, right back up the middle it goes, and unfortunately, Kleinschmidt's there to make the play. So Underwood is second time to Kleinschmidt for the third out. So after 3 innings of play, it's Marathon 13 and the Loggers nothing. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
From carpeting options to vinyl plank, Marathon Flooring is a family-owned business focused on local service and values. They specialize in both home and commercial flooring, treating every project as its own unique style. Transform your home from the ground up with Marathon Flooring.
Come see handcrafted gifts at the Copper Mug in Marathon. Find seasonal themed decorations, clothing, and gift options in our new lower level boutique. When you shop the Copper Mug, your business supports local artists, crafters, and families in our community.
Here at Brickner Motors, in Little Chicago, we will help you order your brand new Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, or Jeep, and get it equipped the way you want it, in the color you've always dreamed of. Whether you choose from our in-stock selection or order factory fresh, quality vehicles at competitive prices are what keep people coming back again and again. Make the drive out to Brickner Motors on Little Chicago's northeast side and let our family take care of your family. You can count on us.
Hey, we're back here in Marathon where the Red Raiders are dominating the Loggers. Basically knocking them down and stacking them up. 13-0 on the top of the 4th inning here. Shooter on the mound, doing a great job. 2 strikeouts, no walks. Quite the opposite of the Logger pitching staff. 9 walks given up by the Logger pitching staff. Now, leading off will be Lane Abraham. Started out on the mound, moved to shortstop. Shooter comes right after him with a breaking ball. Abraham not even close. A lot of Phillips fans tonight came dressed as empty seats because that's all we see over there. Oh! Whoops. There's a hit by pitch. Down to first goes Lane Abraham. Sawyer Kukaba. 0 for 1. Rounded out to DeBrew in the first. Only 2 hits for the Loggers so far. 10 for Marathon. Not much of a lead for. There he goes. Throw down to Krauser. Might have him. Nope, didn't quite get him. The throw was right on that time, but a little late. Kind of had a bounce. He got rid of it quick, but he just doesn't have the strong arm yet. So Abraham goes down to second. Kukaba takes a strike. Checks the runner. And when you go to second, you don't have to throw, unlike first, where you step off, you have to. The pitch. There goes Underwood at third. Gets underneath his glove. Wiffle picks it up. There's going to be a throw. And he hit the cutoff. And error on DeBrew on that one. Quick by E5. Abraham comes in to score.
Up next for Phillips, number 15, Aiden Tobias.
And they're on the board. The Loggers on the board. No outs. Kukaba goes down to first. The shutout is gone for Shuda. Shuda shoulda had a no-hitter. I mean, a no shutout. And he comes back with a nice breaking ball. That time, Aiden Tobias moved over to first base. Tobias grounded out to the shortstop in the second. One and two. Way behind Shuda. With a strikeout victim. Tobias goes down with a strikeout. Shuda's 4th strikeout of the game. That brings up Derek Piska, the left fielder. A strikeout victim in the second. 0 for 1. Shuda checks Kukaba at first. And blows it by Piska. Not really worried about the runner. Second strike. Piska way behind on both swings. Not getting much of a lead is Kukaba. Grounds it to DeBrew at third. Over to second for the force. Back to first. Not in time. Just couldn't quite get it. Wasn't quite hit hard enough to DeBrew that time. So Piska hits into a fielder's choice. I'm sorry, Piska does. Kukaba gets thrown out. 5-4 for the second out. And Piska's now at first. Just wasn't quite hard enough for thirds. DeBrew picked it up cleanly through to thirds, but the ball wasn't hit very hard. And because of that, they couldn't quite get the relay over to first in time. But 2 outs. Popped up behind the first base dugout. Henderson, the DH. Henderson grounded out to the shortstop in the second. 0 for 1. Still Phillips, only 2 hits. Shuda has yet to walk anyone. Strike. There's that low pitch that he's been so effective on tonight. 0-2. Grounded to Brew at third. Gloves it. Looks over to first. And Ehlert makes the grab. Nice job by Ehlert. The Brew's been short on a couple of his throws over there, but nonetheless, that goes 5-3 for the third out. So, after 3.5, it's 13-1, the Red Raiders over the visiting Loggers. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauernfeind Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
ZaleskiSports.com has leveled up. Go to ZaleskiSports.com and choose your favorite schools for easy navigation. From the homepage, choose your school to see team records, upcoming schedules, and past results. Use the video icon to launch the next broadcast. Use the arrow icon to watch any previous broadcast. See the full weekly schedule too. Level up at ZaleskiSports.com.
Hey, we're back in Marathon, where you better hang on to your hats. That wind is howling out of the north. Marathon is now up 13-1. Hey, we'd like to thank Marathon Cheese, is made up of a family of employees founded in the heart of Wisconsin's local dairyland. It's the people who work at Marathon Cheese who bring such passion and commitment to make Marathon Cheese so special. For your next career move, consider joining the Marathon Cheese family and apply at mcheese.com. We got a wholesale substitution here for both teams. Curler, the right fielder, now becomes the pitcher for the Loggers, and now batting for Marathon. There's a lot of replacements. Now batting for True Thurs will be Blake McCain. Okay, so we'll try to keep all these substitutions somewhat recorded. Bottom of 4. Watching Curler pitch, not real accurate. McCain, a good hitter from the left side. Doesn't look like Curler has much experience on the mound. And McCain draws a walk. 10th one given up. Hey, Underwood's Construction. They can build a custom built home for you. You want to work with the best in Underwood Construction. Right here in Marathon is a perfect place to turn. Your next home building experience, look to Underwood Construction, the best around. Lepek now batting for Wolfel. There's a strike. There's that wide strike zone that the umpire has now developed, and I'm sure no one cares. Fouls it off. 1-2 the count. Hey, Access Insurance, for all your personal, business, auto, and life insurance needs, there's always a local agent. You can look at Access Insurance. Have a friend in your corner to customize the coverage you need. Learn more at accessinsurance.net. Access Insurance says their business revolves around you. Again, thank the sponsors here on Zaleski Sports. And the count goes 2-2 to Lepek, batting for Wolfel. That looked like the old-fashioned Ephus pitch that they used to throw many years ago. You just lob it in there. And sometimes you see it on the majors when they bring in an outfielder or a catcher to throw. They just lob it in there at 60 miles per hour. Lepek fouls it off. Oh, the backup catcher struck out Ohtani. I suppose when you come up the plate and you throw a guy throwing 45, 50 miles an hour, it's like your timing is off. Count goes full on Lepek. Lepek grounds one over to second. gloves it, bobbles it, throws it, and gets Lepek for an out. McCain goes to second. Ready for the first out. That brings up, let's see who's batting here.
Number 14,
Taylor Underwood, a freshman now batting for Krauser. Don't throw a low pitch to him. He's so small, he'll get it. Right back up the middle it goes. Underwood drills it. Over to first. Is he going to get him? Oh, and he got him. Holy cow. Wow, that was a nice play. That was a real nice play by the second baseman there. He covered a lot of ground. I think that ball was hit so hard that it got down there really quick, and he got Underwood for the second out. Shooter now comes up. Shooter, 3 for 3. 2 outs. Outside. And Spencer here already, warming up in the batting cages. Off to our left. Popped it up. Shooter to the shortstop. Abraham gloves it, and there's your third out. And there goes Shooter's perfect at bat game. Popped it up to the shortstop. So after 4 complete innings of play, we got Marathon 13 and the Loggers 1. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
Hello, it's Mayor Lois Teastrake asking you to join us for Marshfield's Dairy Fest. Dairy, great time. The fun starts with me on Friday, May 30th at the Mayor's Breakfast, 5:30 to 9:30 a.m. At 5 p.m., head to Columbia Park for family-friendly entertainment, and later join free live music at the Wenzel Family Plaza. Saturday, May 31st, the parade starts at 11 o'clock, and Wenzel Family Plaza will host fun activities. In the afternoon, the Pie and Ice Cream Social is at the Upham Mansion, and Nuts Deep 2 will be hosting an outdoor beer garden with live music. For more information, go to visitmarshfield.com.
Hi, I'm Josh Marks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
Hey, we're back here in Windy Marathon, where Marathon is ahead of the Loggers from Phillips 13-1. Hey, we'd like to thank Infinity Exteriors, installing a peace of mind. Roofing, siding, and windows built to last, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. We guarantee quality you can trust at Infinity Exteriors. And don't forget Marathon City Sports Center. You'll always find great food, cold drinks, bowling leagues, and a great place for your next party or get-together. For the best in Marathon dinner or get-together, come to Marathon City Sports Center, South Highway 107 in Marathon. Leading off the top of the 5th inning for the Loggers will be Nash Abraham, the third baseman. Popped up to the second baseman in the third. 0 for 1. Shooter lost his shutout last inning. Lane Abram was hit by a pitch, came around to score. Now Nash Abram, the third baseman. A little high. You can see both flags in your view. They're whipping in the wind, as they would say. Ten-run rule in effect here. If Shooter can keep him off the board. We will have a second game here on Zaleski Sports. The visiting Spencer Rockets have landed here in Marathon for the second game. And there's the first walk of the game given up by Shooter. That puts Abram on at first.
Number 16, A.J. Curler.
A.J. Curler has now become a pitcher. He moved in from right field, now the pitcher. Shooter wants to keep him close. The pitch. Way behind is Curler. I'm sure Shuda and all his teammates want a short inning. Get out of that wind into the dugout. Keeps him close. Phillips not afraid to run tonight. They've been testing Krauser's arm, and they've had success. There's that widened strike zone, which is welcomed. Shuda jumps out ahead, 0-2. Still nobody out. Here in the top of 5. Oh, ball off his ankle. In the old days, a lot of batters used to put black shoe polish on their cleats. So if they were hit by a pitch, you'd have a black shoe polish on the ball. There's that strikeout that Shuda was hoping for, and Curler goes down for the second time on strikeouts for the first out. Shuda's 5th strikeout of the game. And that brings up Colton Kleinschmidt, who's been a kind of a... Well, we got another guy here. Don't know who this is. So I guess we'll have to wait. Oh, it is Colton. Snap throw down to first. Nope.
Now batting for Phillips, number 12, McCoy Delasky.
Delasky, a pinch hitter. Common name up in Phillips. Way behind. Shuda. Another snap throw down to first. Almost had him. Boy, he gets that throw down to the inside of the bag a little bit quicker, and they would have had him doubled off. They would have had him off first. Ehlert doing a nice job catching and attempting to tag. You know, he wants to run. There's a strikeout. Shuda's 6th strikeout on Delasky. 2 outs here in the top of 5. Unknown.
For Phillips, number 17, Ian Riley.
Riley, like to thank our announcer, Grant Warren, for letting us know who's up. Way behind. And he's impressed by Ian pitching to Ian. He's good. You're good with your vowels there, Grant. You learned that at Michigan? Or don't they, or they just do that Youper stuff up there? Yeah, that Youper stuff. He's kind of like, hey, okay, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey. And there's a strike to throw down to second. Ooh, oh. He rumbled, bumbled, and stumbled over second, but still stole second. I think third stolen base. Grant, have you eaten any lutefisk up there yet? Lutefisk? Oh, you should try some. You'll never go back after you eat that. Research what lutefisk is and how they make it. Wow, that's a Youper tradition. A Youper in upper Minnesota. So, on second. And there's a strike. And there is the game. So, Shuda strikes out his last victim for 7 strikeouts. Hey, and here on Zaleski Sports, we'd really like to thank all the viewers tonight. And would you please stay tuned, where Marathon has 10-run ruled the visiting Phillips Loggers for a big victory tonight, 13-1. Thank you for watching us and listening to us on Zaleski Sports. We'll be back in about a half hour for the second game of the twilight doubleheader, where the visiting Spencer Rockets come into town to take on the Marathon Red Raiders. So, final score here, 13-1. Marathon defeats the Phillips Loggers. We'll be back. See you in about a half hour for more Marathon Red Raider baseball.
Merrill Steel welcomes you as you join us in a virtual tour. Our main facility in Schofield, Wisconsin covers an area of roughly 46 acres and is home to our company headquarters. From this location, paired with our facilities in Comanche, Iowa and Springfield, Missouri, we are able to easily fulfill the needs of the industry nationwide. With nearly 1 million square feet of combined space between our 3 facilities, we are able to take on some of the biggest and most complex jobs, making us one of the top 5 steel fabricators in the country. We employ the best of the best welders, those who can weld efficiently with both metal core core and flux core, and who aren't afraid to work hard. We also offer on-the-job training, so even beginner welders can learn the ropes and help us build it big. As a backup to our dedicated weld fab team, we have a robotic welder. Merrill Steel is the 4th in the U.S. to have gotten one, keeping us on the leading edge of technology. With the combination of both man and machine, no job is too big to handle, but they'd have no work on their hands without our machine operators. Where our fabrication process really begins is here. Our skilled machine ops team is responsible for bringing in the raw steel. Be it sawing, cutting, drilling, or punching, they make sure the steel is in the correct shape and size for our fab teams. As an addition to the machine ops team, we've recently purchased multiple Python X machines. These handy systems have given us increased productivity, unmatched cut quality, and predictable and consistent throughput. Moving away from fabrication, we come to our coating department. One of the unique benefits of working with Merrill Steel is our in-house blasting and painting capabilities. Many projects require a complex coating system, and that's where we shine above the competition. We regularly apply corrosion-resistant coating in-house, as well as intumescent fire protection when needed. We hold the endorsement for sophisticated paint and coating from AISC. This, along with our NACE certified inspectors, ensure a high-quality finish for every piece. The loading and staging process, sandwiched between the end of production and shipping, is an important step in the fabrication process. Within a moment's notice, we are able to handle and place an entire load onto a trailer for quick delivery to a job site. Finally, the last stage in our process is shipping. Our transit company, Merrill Steel Transit Services, is a wholly owned subsidiary of Merrill Steel Incorporated, consisting of more than 20 state-of-the-art trucks designed for transporting oversized and overweight shipments, along with hundreds of trailers ranging from 48-foot flatbeds to heavy-haul Jeep and booster combinations. We employ only the most highly skilled professional drivers, highly experienced mechanics, and knowledgeable office staff who work as a team to provide cost-effective service in a timely manner. Our shipping fleet is a major reason why we are able to be competitive throughout North America, including the contiguous 48 states, Alaska, and Canada. Thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit about us. We look forward to having you join us in building it big.